Hey guys, it's Chris from FunTech Guys, and I'm going to just be talking quickly about the super global that is the $_post method. Now, when processing form data, there's two ways of doing this in PHP, and I'm going to quickly apologise for those of you which have watched my previous video tutorial. Yeah, when processing form data, there's two ways of doing it. There's the $_get and $_post. $_get basically passes the variables into the URL, and $_post post that data into the headers. So it's somewhat securely, it's not visible to the actual user. So I'm just going to jump straight into it, should I say? And I've created this post.php file, and I've just created a form. Now, when I first started these video tutorials, I said I'm going to assume that you have basic HTML knowledge. But for those of you which have just jumped straight into it, I'm just going to quickly overview the form. So we're just starting a form here. Action equals, and then I've left this field blank because whenever you leave action blank, it will just post it back to itself. So whether this is post.php file, or it was called, I don't know, Mount Everest, whatever it's called, it will just return back to the exact same file that it was posted from. So method, this is where we declare whether we are posting or whether we're getting. So if I wanted to get the variables from the URL, we'd be doing that. Otherwise, I'll be doing post. We're going to be using post in this video, in this tutorial. So if I save this, submit this, obviously nothing happens. Now, in the last video tutorial, I've finished by showing you the var_dump function on the $_get. Now, I'm just going to start by doing that. So I'm just going to do var_dump, and then I'm going to post the variable that I want to dump here. So $_post. Save this, and if I go ahead and do Chris and 27, submit that. Now I have an array of items that I can use. I've got name and I've got age. Like this name and age here is equal to the name and age here. So if this was called Bob, and I resubmitted, Bob would now be equal to Chris. However, I'm just going to keep that to name. So I know when I'm collecting my data that both fields are being passed, and everything should be okay. I should be able to access this data because the dump on the $_post variable has returned these fields. So if I went ahead and done echo $_post square brackets, single quotations, just the exact same that we would do with the get, with square brackets and single quotations. And then if I target the variable that I want to get, so in this instance name, which is here, name, so if I say name, I save that, I'm just going to comment this out, reload this page, resubmit my form, and it's now equal to Chris. And if I just echo a break, not br, come down, echo $_post square brackets, single quotations, semicolon it, and if I stick age again because we're targeting this variable here. So if I save that, do this, and let's just do Keith and 38, submit. Now Keith is 38. And that, in a nutshell, is the post method, the post super global. Sorry. Now, before I just show you one final thing, it's worth knowing that this needs to be sanitized. The data needs to be sanitized before you submit. So this obviously isn't very secure at all, because obviously if I went ahead and let's just say hypothetically I passed in some HTML elements. So let's just say strong. And Chris, close the strong off, and I done 99. Now, do you see that it's recognised that I've passed in I've passed in HTML elements. So although this works, and $_post and targeting, like the specific post super global, the variables here, it needs to be sanitized. So knowledge of just returning the data isn't isn't enough within itself. I will be doing a video tutorial on how to clean and sanitize data, making sure that, or trying to restrict hackers as much as possible, because you don't want people passing in tags or PHP commands or whatnot, which could potentially harm your server. Now, before I close this video off, I'm just going to quickly show you something which is a very useful tip. Now, if let's just say you've not used the var dump and you just want to make sure that things are getting passed, if you right click on your page and click inspect. Now, I've not shown anyone the inspect page, the inspect element yet, but I'm using Chrome at the moment, and I believe all modern browsers have this now. But I'm just going to go ahead and click on network, and then if I go Chris, and I just say 17. I'm not 17, but let's just say I am. Submit this. Now this right here on the network is everything that's rendering on page. Now obviously this page isn't a lot, but let's just say hypothetically I had some images on this page, and I had, I don't know, a lot of text and you know, JavaScript coming in. This will tell me how long each section is loading. Now if I click on this little post bit here, so post.php, which is the name of my file. So if you've named your file whatever, let's just say test.php, it would be called test.php. If I click on headers and I scroll right down, it will see form data. So you can see it's recognised that I've passed in a name of Chris and an age of 17. So again, it's just another way of debugging, and that's very useful because I've done it before in the past when I've just wanted to make sure that, you know, the form data is submitting, and rather than breaking the code, you know, and submitting, you know, say if you're working on a live page and you want to make sure the data's going getting passed, but for some reason it's not right into the database or whatever, it's a nice little handy trick to just come in, check your network, check the page, and scroll down to the form data. I'm going to close the video off there. As I say, this is a basic understanding of the post method, post super global. Sorry. I will be doing a more in-depth tutorial a little bit later on, but I'm just trying to cover the grounds on all the basics to start with. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there, and I hope you join me for the next video. Thanks very much for watching. Cheers. Bye bye.